Elena Botkin-Levy.
And I'm Joe Bainline.
With NewsWrap, a summary of some of the news in or affecting LGBTQ communities around the world for the week ending July 23rd, 2022. The European Commission is suing Hungary over its no promo homo law. It's been a year since the Commission put the government of autocratic Prime Minister Viktor Orban on notice that the blatantly anti-queer law violates basic tenets of the European Union. Taking its case to the Luxembourg-based European Court of Justice on July 15th, a statement issued by the Commission explained, "The Hungarian authorities did not sufficiently respond to our concerns in relation to equality and the protection of fundamental rights, and did not include any commitment to remedy the incompatibility." Orban enthusiastically supported the measure that bans disseminating to minors any content that promotes or portrays divergence from self-identity corresponding to sex at birth, sex change, or homosexuality. Hungarian Justice Minister Judit Varga called the Commission's lawsuit baseless and declared EU membership does not affect Hungary's right in any way to make decisions of its own about child protection and in accordance with its national identity.
High in the Pyrenees Mountains, same-gender civil partnerships have climbed to the same status as civil marriage in the Principality of Andorra. The General Council's unanimous July 21st vote changed the family code to grant queer couples all the rights of their heterosexual peers. About 80,000 people live in Andorra, a small number compared to the millions of tourists who visit its luxury ski resorts annually. Citizens will now have the marriage equality already offered to lesbian and gay couples in neighboring Spain and France. The legislation includes the right to change legal gender identity without medical intervention, as well as divorce law reforms. Andorra became a parliamentary co-principality under its own constitution in 1993, but retained the President of France and Catalonia, Spain's Roman Catholic Bishop of Urgell, as ceremonial two co-princes. The amendments to the family code are expected to take effect 6 months after the formal rubber stamp signatures of French President Emmanuel Macron and Bishop of Urgell, Joan Enrique Vives Cecilia.
The Taipei High Administrative Court overruled the decision of a local registry office to deny a binational gay couple an application to record their marriage. It only took a 5-minute hearing for the court to recognize Taiwanese Liu Yinjian and his Japanese spouse Izaburo Arihoshi. Taiwan opened civil marriage to gay and lesbian couples in 2019, but the law does not allow a Taiwanese citizen to marry a same-gender spouse from a country where the marriage would be illegal. 34-year-old Liu told a post-hearing press conference, "We have been together for 7 years, and now we can finally become legitimately husband and husband." 42-year-old Arihoshi added, "I had always thought marriage would not be an option in my life, but I wanted to prove that homosexuals and heterosexuals should be treated the same. Today, I believe I achieved that." Taiwanese queers have had to go to court to get their marriages to spouses from Macau, Malaysia, and Singapore recognized. Activists are pushing Taiwan's government to fix the laws to make such cases unnecessary. A draft amendment for that purpose was offered in January 2021, but has yet to be approved by the cabinet.
A U.S. federal judge won't let the Biden administration protect transgender people from discrimination. Tennessee's Republican Attorney General Herbert Slattery had argued that separate guidance issued by the Department of Education and by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission may prevent states from enforcing laws that ban trans girls and women from competing in school sports, and laws that deny trans people the use of single-sex public facilities based on their gender identity. In his temporary injunction, Judge Charles Atchley of the Eastern District of Tennessee agreed. He wrote that the federal guidance directly interferes with and threatens plaintiff states' ability to continue enforcing those state laws. Volunteering to join the volunteer states lawsuit are Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, and West Virginia. The federal agencies based their guidance on last year's Supreme Court rulings that said LGBTQ people are protected from discrimination in school and in the workplace. Judge Atchley was appointed by the former president in 2020. His temporary injunction will remain in force until the court case has been resolved.
Greek gay activist Zak Kostopoulos is dead, and a man serving a 10-year prison term for helping to brutally beat him to death has been released after just 2 months behind bars. The 33-year-old HIV-positive, sometimes drag performer known as Zachy O, ran into a jewelry store owned by Spiros Dimopoulos. Private investigators hired by his family say that Zachy was fleeing unknown assailants. The 77-year-old proprietor and his 60-year-old friend, Thanasis Hortarias, inexplicably assaulted Kostopoulos. He was beaten almost to death by the time police arrived. According to video recovered by the private investigators, officers called to the shop continued what some call a hate crime. They cuffed Kostopoulos' arms behind his back and kicked him several times in the head. The official conclusion was that the two elderly men were defending themselves against a violent robbery attempted by someone on drugs. The Kostopoulos family's investigation found no drugs in his bloodstream. Because of family responsibilities, including his wife's health, Hortarias was provisionally released as he appeals his conviction. Dimopoulos has been allowed to serve his sentence at home because of his advanced age. 4 police officers charged with injury resulting in death were acquitted in a separate trial. Zach's mother, Eleni Kostopoulos, asked, "What kind of justice is this?"
Russia's top female tennis player came out during a July 19th interview with a Russian blogger. World number 12 ranked Daria Kasatkina condemned the increasing official homophobia in the country. She said, "This notion of someone wanting to be gay or becoming one is ridiculous. I think there's nothing easier in this world than being straight." Kasatkina later posted on social media photos with her girlfriend, Olympic figure skater Natalia Zabiako. She notes that she's not now in her homeland and expressed fears that it may not be safe for her to return to Vladimir Putin's Russia. Kasatkina may have sealed her fate with a closing comment, "Living in the closet is impossible. It's too hard. It's pointless. Living in peace with yourself is the only thing that matters. F everyone else."
Finally, an estimated 13,000 dancing people waved rainbow flags at Seoul's Queer Culture Festival on July 16th. Parade goers in the South Korean capital's downtown district heard rally speeches calling for laws protecting LGBTQ people from discrimination. It was the first public LGBTQ Pride event in Seoul in 3 years, after COVID shut down celebrations in 2019, 2020, and 2021. The barrier this year was a noisy virus of counter-protest by right-wing Christian conservatives. Thousands of police officers from close to 60 units kept the two sides separated. Matching queer activists' pursuit of equality, Christian zealots have gained increased political power in socially conservative South Korea in recent years. Seoul Mayor Oh Se-hun told a Christian newspaper earlier in the week, "The city may prohibit the Pride event from accessing the City Hall Plaza from next year onwards if this year's participants exhibit indecent materials or overexpose their bodies." Speaking to the Associated Press, rights activist Beijing Zhou responded to Oh's comments that the mayor should be more concerned about the environment of discrimination that surrounds us.
That's NewsWrap, global queer news with attitude, for the week ending July 23rd, 2022. Follow the news in your area and around the world. An informed community is a strong community.
NewsWrap is written by Greg Gordon, edited by Lucia Chappelle, produced by Brian DeShazer, and brought to you by you.
Thank you. Help keep us in ears around the world at thiswayout.org, where you can also read the text of this newscast and much more.
And you can read the transcript and listen to NewsWrap each week by subscribing to our This Way Out radio channel on YouTube. For This Way Out, I'm Elena Botkin-Levy. Stay healthy.
And I'm Joe Bainline. Stay safe.
This Way Out delivers LGBTQ news and culture to more than 150 local communities on radio stations around the world, and we are also a free online news service. You can choose your favorite way to listen, online or on the air, at thiswayout.org. Please sign up for our free e-newsletter, Inside This Way Out. We will respect your trust in us and make sure your personal information is never shared with others.
Just send us an email at info@thiswayout.org to receive the informative and unique addition to the show. You'll be invited to join us for a more in-depth look into our stories and be encouraged to learn more about This Way Out's 3 decades of broadcast activism.
We hope you choose to join us in celebration of LGBTQ history and culture. Email us at info@thiswayout.org to join the movement.
We'll make sure you always know what's going on inside This Way Out.